Let's go.
Okay, we're about to talk about the single most important part of owning Bitcoin, but we're going to start in a kind of weird place, a therapist's office. Trust me, this little story holds the key to, well, everything.
So, picture this. A Bitcoiner walks into their therapy session, and they say, "Doc, I am just so stressed out about the price swings." I mean, come on, who hasn't been there? You're watching the charts, your stomach is in knots. It's a familiar feeling.
And the therapist, trying to help, gives some pretty standard advice. Okay, just close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and just imagine your keys are safe.
And boom, that's the punchline. The person completely panics. See, the real fear wasn't about the price going up or down. It was something way, way deeper. And this joke, it just perfectly nails the actual anxiety of holding your own Bitcoin. It's not the market that's terrifying. It's that sudden, ice-cold feeling that you could lose it all with one simple mistake.
And that leads us to the deadly serious punchline. Because underneath all that humor, there's a fundamental truth about Bitcoin that you absolutely, positively have to understand.
So let's be crystal clear about what we're talking about here. The recovery phrase. You might also hear it called a seed phrase. It's that list of 12 or 24 words. Now, this is not just a password. There is no forgot my password button you can click. This phrase is the master key to your Bitcoin. If you lose it, your Bitcoin is gone forever. End of story.
This really changes how you should think about ownership. If you haven't properly secured those words, do you really own your Bitcoin? I'd say no. You're just gambling. It's like you're trying to hold on to a winning lottery ticket in the middle of a hurricane. There is absolutely no safety net if you let go.
Now just take a look at this number, 20%. Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. That's how much of all the Bitcoin in existence is probably lost forever. We're talking millions of coins. Billions and billions of dollars just gone. Poof. Totally inaccessible. And what's the number one reason? People losing or messing up how they store their recovery phrase. This isn't a hypothetical fear from a joke. This is the real devastating consequence.
So, what do we do about this? How do we fix it? Well, we take that anxiety and we turn it into action. This all comes down to the most famous saying in crypto: not your keys, not your coins. Let's walk through exactly what you need to do to make sure they are, without a doubt, your keys.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important part of this whole explainer. 4 simple steps. They are not optional. 1. Write it down, physically, on paper, or even better, stamp it into metal. 2. Secure it. Put it in at least 2 different physical spots. Think a safe at home and maybe a safe deposit box. 3, and this one is so important, never make a digital copy. Ever. No photos on your phone, no text files, no notes apps. That is just begging for a hacker to find it. And 4, test your backup. Set up a new dummy wallet, send like $1 to it, and then try to restore it using your written down phrase. You have to know it works before you're in a panic and actually need it.
And this really gets to the heart of why those manual physical steps are so crucial. The Bitcoin network is just code. It's completely impersonal. It doesn't know you, it doesn't care about your story, and it sure as heck can't help you if you mess up. The only thing that matters is if you can prove you own the coins by signing a transaction. And that proof, it comes from your private key, which all comes from that master recovery phrase. That's it. All right, now I'm going to turn this around and put the spotlight on you. Let's do a little thought experiment. I like to call it the 5-minute ownership test. So here's the question. Imagine your phone and your laptop just vanished. Stolen, broken, whatever, they're gone. Could you get your hands on your physical recovery phrase and get access to your Bitcoin in less than 5 minutes? Now be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, or even a hesitant, I think so, then you know exactly what you need to do as soon as this is over.
And that brings us right back to where we started. We began with a joke, right? A joke that came from a place of fear. But the fastest way to get from fear to real understanding is to learn. By getting the punchline, you're not just laughing. You're moving from being anxious to being in control. This was never really about the risk of losing it all. It's about the power you gain by taking control.
So, here's the ultimate takeaway. Real peace of mind as a Bitcoin owner, it doesn't come from staring at price charts all day. It comes from something much, much simpler. It's that quiet,
unshakable confidence you have when you know without a shadow of a doubt that your recovery phrase is safe, it's secure, and it's been tested. That is what real ownership feels like.